All right, guys, it's another cell phone live. This is not going to be very long. One, because the internet here is not great, and two, because I don't really love doing these on my phone. But here we are. I wanted to get at least one quick one out. The Jazz lose to the Phoenix Suns. It's now 4 in a row they've lost. They are 10 and 12. They are now in the play-in tournament category. Things are looking a little rough, and if you didn't think that Mike Conley was important, then you found out these last 4 games that Mike Conley is in fact very important. And the question is Mike Conley too important? If you can't have Mike Conley on the floor and that means you lose the game, I mean, that's pretty tough. Because if everything on this Jazz team is hinging on a 35-year-old point guard and you can't get the win, that's rough. Now, I don't think that's the only problem. This Jazz team has some issues, and it starts to add some more questions. Right now, Mike Conley can play, but it's not going to fix the defensive rebounding issues. The Jazz really had this one. It was right there, and they could not get important rebounds to finish the game. If they get the big defensive rebounds, then they have a chance to win this game. And they could not, and, there's some advantages to what they have on this team, and there's some disadvantages. The question is, right now, Kelly Olynyk or Walker Kessler, and maybe Walker Kessler is the guy you want to start, but that comes with some issues. If you put Walker Kessler on the floor, he is not a ball handler, he is not a shooter, so it takes a lot of elements away. Kelly Olynyk, as much as maybe people are frustrated with the rebounding, does a lot of things for you that in this game kept the Jazz in this game. You're not in this game without Kelly Olynyk and what he brings. And what does he bring? He brings shooting, passing, rebounding, basically everything. He's a 5-tool player at the center position. And basically that's what's making this Jazz team so dynamic, is having these 5-tool players at every position. Every player can rebound the ball and go. Every player can do the 3 skills on offense: shoot, pass, or drive. Every single one, including Vanderbilt when he's sitting in the corner. So you take Olynyk out, and that takes away that advantage. So, the advantage the Jazz have is that you have to guard all 5 players, and that's why the depth makes such a big deal. So whether it's Colin Sexton, Malik Beasley, I'm tired, Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk, all those guys can get the ball. They can either shoot it, drive, or pass. And when you put Walker Kessler in the game, he's a really good rim protector, really great defender, but he is not a driver and he's not a shooter. So it limits a little bit of what you can do, and you kind of get back into the Rudy Gobert syndrome where you can only do pick and rolls with him, which are efficient and go well. And in Walker Kessler's defense, he is getting pretty good at the rim. He had like a hook shot tonight, and he can do some things around the rim. But it's not quite the same as when you have a 5-out offense that can spread the floor, and the defense has to guard everyone, and you move the ball until someone gets open and takes an easy shot. That's what makes this Jazz team so dynamic, and that's why they won so many games and are still, 2 games above 500, is because every single player has to be guarded. And what they do is they're an unselfish team. They move the ball, and you find the guy that's open or being defended by the worst defender or a mismatch, and then they go and they score. And that's what makes this team special and fun. Well, it also comes with some disadvantages. They're not as dynamic when they rebound the ball. That's why this Suns team was able to rebound the ball and got this win, So, people can say things like, well, maybe we should start Walker Kessler. Well, that's fine, but then you're kind of losing a little bit of what makes this Jazz team really special. The other thing, and actually he had a pretty good night tonight. Nickeil Alexander-Walker hit 3 threes. He had a pretty nice night, to be honest. And THT had a pretty decent night. But the drop-off, that's the thing about Mike Conley being missing too, is that the drop-off from Mike Conley to, it's funny, you can't see my hands because I'm not on my desktop. I have to do this. The drop-off from Mike Conley to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, THT, is pretty big. That's a big drop-off. And so you're just looking at sometimes just a talent issue. But the Jazz were in this game. They could have won the game. They did not get the defensive rebounding, so that's what's frustrating. Markkanen has struggled a little bit, and when Markkanen struggles, to score 20 to 30 points, this Jazz team really just doesn't have quite the punch they need. And I think, honestly, Markkanen not scoring those points is somewhat related to Mike Conley. He sets people up really well. You know, everyone else, you know, Malik Beasley, he was having monster nights, but now he's struggling a little bit. It's not as easy when you don't have Mike Conley setting you up. You know, Mike Conley's 8 to 12 assists. Colin Sexton, I love Colin Sexton, but he is not the distributor that Conley is. So, pretty tough. Guys, this is all I got tonight. It's a short one. I'm sorry. Like and subscribe to the channel if you can. We will be back on, let's see, Monday with normal post games and videos and everything. So this was a fun vacation for me, but I miss doing my at-home post games actually. So that's going to be fun. I will talk to you next time, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.